My name is June Havoc. I've got a secret. Do you think you can guess what it is?
Arid Cream Deodorant, the deodorant that is 53% more effective in keeping underarms dry and odorless, presents I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you. Well, hey, thanks. Thanks a lot, and welcome, my friends, to another session of I've Got a Secret, a Snoopy sort of a game, in which we reveal the awful truth about some very nice people, just for fun. Now, tonight we have some information about the private lives of some interesting folk. This is information which, naturally, they're going to try to keep secret from our panel. But first, our coming attractions. For the next half hour, you will see our Technicolor extravaganza starring the greatest cast ever assembled. First, swashbuckling, fearless Bill Cullen. Then you will thrill the tantalizing Jane Meadows. Then you will see Henry Morgan, passion flower of the airwaves. And finally, lovely, luscious, and languorous Faye Emerson. That is our plan. There's immediate seating in the balcony. Now then, in just a moment, I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman with tonight's first. Now then, panel, are we all set to play I've Got a Secret?
Oh, boy.
You ready, huh? All right, then let's welcome our first contestant of the evening. Come in, sir. Now then, your name is Mr. Brooks, isn't that right, sir?
That's right.
And you are from someplace in Maine. What's the name of the town, sir?
Pittsfield.
Pittsfield, Maine. All right. Now, panel, you remember how we play this game. Each panelist will get 2 questioning periods of 15 seconds each, but the clock will only time the actual questions. We take time out for audience reaction and discussion, if any. And when a panelist's time is up, he will hear this sound, and I will give our gentleman here $10 and pass the game on to the next questioner. Twice around the panel for a total loss of $80, and the game is completely finished. Now, Mr. Brooks, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we will reveal it at the same time to the folks at home. You have got a secret, haven't you? Yeah. All right, to help classify the secret, panel, I'll tell you only it concerns something that he has, and I think we'll start the questioning with Miss Jane Meadows.
Well, that was quite a reaction from the audience, Mr. Brooks. This thing that you have you had it since you were born? No? Well, would it help me to know when you got it?
When?
When?
When he got it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think so, do you?
No.
Well, would it help me to know where or how you got it?
No. Let's say no. No.
No. Does this thing, Mr. Brooks, come in different shapes and sizes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, very much so.
Is this something rare or is it hard to get?
Apparently isn't hard for him. The specific objects involved are not terribly rare, no.
Oh, they're objects. Is there more than one of this?
Yes.
There is. Would you be considered a collector of these things?
No. I think not in the sense that collector is a stamp collector or something. Huh? All right, $10 down, $70 to go. Mr. Henry Morgan, please.
Mr. Brooks, do you have these things with you here tonight?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have them in your pocket? Do you have an unusually large number of these things?
I would consider it so. Apparently he doesn't. I would say yes.
And they're in different sizes and shapes? Are they all the same kind of thing?
Yes.
Are they the same color?
More or less. There may be subtle variations in shade, but more or less they're all the same.
Are these things useful?
Yes.
They are. And you have them here. But they're not on your person at this time. I mean, if we figure out what it is, you bring them out, will they be able to...
Will they be what, Mr. Morgan?
Would they be able to come out under their own power, is all I wanted.
Yes. Yes. Almost completely, yes. $20 down and $60 to go, Miss Faye Emerson.
Are these terribly valuable things, Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Would it be something I'd want?
I think that the object is something you very much would like. I doubt if the amount is something you would particularly cherish.
Oh, in other words, he has a more of a richness than I would want.
Knowing Miss Emerson, I would say yes, Mr. Brooks. Yeah.
Are these objects, are you able to hold them in a hand?
No.
Are these objects alive in any way?
Yes.
Are they something like a member of the fur-bearing family?
Well, in the sense which you asked the question, I think I'm going to say no. You may kill me after the show. I don't know. $30 down and $50 to go, Mr. Bill Cullen.
Are these things found on a farm?
Sometimes.
And they're useful? Are these things found also in a home, in addition to being found on a farm?
Mm-hmm.
Are these things people?
Mm-hmm.
Are they offspring of yours?
Yes.
Am I interested in finding out the number of offspring?
Partially.
Am I also interested in finding out the gender, whatever that is?
Yes, you must find both.
Are they all of one kind?
Yes.
Are they girls?
Yes.
Now I have to find out how many? I'll never do it.
$40. $40 down and $40 to go, Miss Jane Meadows.
Mr. Brooks, they're not more than 20, are they? Are they more than 10?
Yes.
Are they less than 15?
Yes.
Are they 13?
That's precisely it. Mr. Brooks, we believe, holds the world's record for all-girl families. He has 13 delightful girl children.
What's on the paper this week?
You did see it in the paper, sure. He's down here, as a matter of fact, S. Klein department store. Bought them down here to Manhattan for the Easter parade, gave them a complete Easter outfit and everything, and they were invited over to our show tonight.
Are we gonna see them?
You bet your life you're going to see them. Mrs. Brooks and family, will you come on? Starting with the oldest? Isn't that a delightful picture? And out. That's only 12?
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mrs. Brooks, we've mislaid one. Where is the other?
In the hotel.
Oh, is that the hotel? How old is the?
2 weeks old.
2 weeks old. What did you expect? I'll give you a delightful sidelight on this. All of the children seemed very happy about it, except this youngster right here who was crying a little bit before the show, but I noticed when she came on, she was going this way, applauding for herself. I think he's very happy. Well, you children look very, very nice. We want to do something for you, too. So Richard Englander has designed some hats for you for the Easter parade. We'll start with Eunice over here, who is 15, and the next young lady whose name is Elma, and the next young lady whose name is Elaine, and the next young lady whose name is Irvina, and Rosalie, and Janice, and Janet. Started getting stuck there along about then, didn't you? And Donna, and what is your name, honey? Hazel. And here was the unhappy one who's now so happy. What's your name?
Jean.
What, pardon? What is it? Jean. All right, that's close enough, I guess. And this is George. I won't even ask her. And this is Horace on the end here. Now, will you take this, Mrs. Brooks, and we have for you in this box and for the enfant at home 2 hats. Thank you all very much and a very merriest evening to you. Mr. Brooks? Thank you, Millie. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Good. Good. Hey, is this something that you would like to have?
You bet I'd like to have it.
You and Skitch would never get out at night, I'll tell you. Now, let's get on to a quieter contestant. Here's a guy of whom I am very fond and very proud. He happens to be the singer on my daytime television show. In my opinion, the most versatile young singer in the country today. Here is Ken Carson. We just left here just a minute ago, didn't we?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like any time.
All right. It says here on my card. Would you tell me what your name is, please, and where you're from? This is a guy I work with every day. Now, Ken, you whisper your secret to me. At the same time, we'll remind the folks at home what it is. Our daytime listeners know about this. Now then, panel, to help classify this secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he did, and I think we'll start with Bill Cullen.
Ken, would it help me to know when you did this?
Well, yes and no. I imagine that it would help, Bill.
Was it the thing that you did primarily physical?
Yes, primarily physical.
In other words, there was, I'll give you another one, physical activity involved in what you did. Is that right?
Yes, there was, definitely.
In this physical activity involved in whatever it was you did, was one part of the body involved more than another part?
I would say most definitely, yeah.
Was the part of the body that was involved more than any other part either the arms or the hands, by any chance?
Unless you're thinking about something different than I'm thinking about, the answer is no.
No, I suppose not.
Was this particular part of the body which was involved, was it affected at all by what you did?
Yeah.
Well, the thing to do now is find it.
Thing to do now is what?
Find a part of the body, and I welcome the buzzer.
$10 down, $70 to go, Miss Jane Meadows. We
Mr.
welcome it
Carson, was
equally.
this part of the body from the neck up? No?
Pass.
No, I'm afraid
Oh.
Doggone
Well,
it.
did you do this alone, this thing that you did?
Well, actually, Ken, you didn't do it alone, but that isn't mentioned in the secret. For the purposes of the game tonight, he might as well have done it alone.
That's right.
There's no other person involved in it?
There's no one
Directly in
this
the secret?
particular thing.
I
Mhm.
see. You said yes and no about the time. Would it have been recently that you did this?
Well,
In the last 5 years, for instance?
no, not in the last 5 years, no.
In the last 10 years?
No.
Would it help me to know where you did it? The location?
Yes, the
Important?
location is
The
very
location-
important.
Is it a city that I want?
No, sorry.
We'll have to say partly, Ken. Partly, by the rules of the game, partly a city. $20 down and $60 to go. Mr. Henry Morgan, please.
Well, we sort of blew that thing about the body and let it... Was that important, or it didn't mean anything?
I think it might give you quite a lead, although yeah, it would.
Gotta find a
We
part
might
of the...
not be on next week, but it would.
Well, I mean, part of the body and part of a city and part of... Well, oh, boy.
Part of a body and part of a city. Is...
Well, below the waist? Yeah, you're using your legs.
Sure.
His legs partially, yes.
Sure.
Feet.
Actually, Henry, he was using all of his body at this
Yeah,
one
well,
time.
you're doing something like running, really.
In that sense that you were employing all parts of your body.
Oh, this is grand. Well, let's go for cities. Was it in the eastern part of the United States?
Partly.
At one time.
Oh, well.
This is International Partly Night on the show.
Wow.
$30 down and $50 to go, Miss Faye Emerson.
Hi, Ken.
Hello, Faye.
I didn't get a chance to say hello. Did you do this in your own home?
No.
Was it something done in a moving vehicle?
No.
Were you swimming?
I prefaced that last no.
With an
No,
E?
I was not swimming.
You were not swimming.
And while I think we might be a little unfair here, Ken. We said was it in a moving vehicle? We can't allow it was in a moving vehicle. We'll have to say that there was a form of transportation involved.
Oh, you were in a form of transportation. Was it on the land?
It was on land.
Did it belong on the land?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Now we're getting somewhere.
$40 down and $40 to go, Bill Cullen.
Oh,
Only thing I can think of with the trouble we had finding the part of the body, if I forget the part of the body and find out what transportation this was, will I then automatically know the part of the body?
Yes, you would.
Was it a horse?
Positively. It was a horse.
You went somewhere on a horse?
I certainly did.
You made a very long trip on a horse?
You bet your life.
Do I want to know, am I looking for the name of two cities now?
Yeah.
I mean, from to, is New York where you came? New York is the city to which you came.
Exactly.
Now I want to find out the city from which you went.
Right.
Was it on the West Coast?
It was.
Los Angeles.
Right.
You didn't do that. In 1938, Ken and two of his partners at the time the trio was called the Ranch Boys, wanted to prove that they were real cowboys, which they are. Ken is from Chickasha, Oklahoma, instead of cowboys from Brooklyn. So to prove it, they got on horseback and rode from Los Angeles to... How long did it take to make the trip, Ken?
3 months and a half actual riding time. And it was every step of the way.
There's the scars to prove it. Ken, I'll see you right here on the stage in a matter of hours, it seems. See you tomorrow. huh?
Lester, it was good.
Good night,
Thank
buddy.
you very much.
Don't forget your money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go to work on tonight's special guest. Here is as lovely, as bouncing, and as bright a young lady as you will ever encounter, Miss June Havoc. What you doing?
Thank you.
Well, all right. Now, let's see how quickly we can expose Miss Havoc's secrets. By the way, we were in a circus together last night, as was Faye Emerson.
No, I wasn't there. I had to work.
Oh, weren't you there?
No, I missed it.
I saw June riding an elephant.
I'll never forget it.
I know what you mean. I once rode one.
Well, now, to press on with the game, any money that Miss Havoc wins tonight will go to her favorite charity, about which we'll tell you later. But, June, first your secret, please. Will you whisper to me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, panel, I'll tell you only that it concerns something that Miss Havoc did or is doing. No, we'll say it's something that she is doing. We'll start the cross-examination with Faye Emerson, please.
Is it apparent to us immediately what you're doing, June?
Well, I don't know exactly how your minds work.
Pretty
I
bad.
would say yes and no. It depends.
Well, it isn't really they can't see it.
What?
They
We can't see it happening at this
Oh,
moment.
it would be very rude if you could see it.
Does it involve physical effort?
No effort at all.
Would it help me in discovering your secret to know where you did it? Or how often you did it?
Oh, you mean, do I know? Am I aware of all this?
Oh, no, I mean, would it help me to know?
A bit, I suppose, but that isn't really important.
Well, let's put it this way. Do you do it often?
Oh, yes, indeedy.
In some kind of enclosure, possibly?
Enclosure? Well, I'm not particularly proud. I don't mind right out in the open. It doesn't.
All right, there's $10 down, $70 to go. Mr. Bill Cullen, please. Mr. Cullen?
I'm in a quandary. We
Well,
know
put it
that this is something you're doing now, and you do often. Is that right?
Oh, indeedy.
I hate to ask this, and I probably could phrase it better if I had more time.
You go right ahead. It doesn't matter at all.
All righty, here we go. Is it occurring under the table at the moment?
It always is.
Is this thing you are doing, whatever it is, in relation to Gary?
In relation to Gary?
Yeah, I mean, are you doing it with Gary?
Oh, definitely not.
What's the matter with Gary?
He's all right. Thanks, Henry. Thanks, boy.
Of course. There's nothing at all the matter with Gary. I've known him for years, but not in this way.
Just happens to be doing this on her own, that's all.
As I'm a free agent.
Are you doing something... I withdraw that question.
Yes, I think.
Are you touching Gary in any way?
Someone's getting touched.
Well, no, I really am not. I have to admit it.
It was too late to save that girl out there.
There it goes again.
All right, there's $20 down and $60 to go, Miss Jane Meadows, please.
You are doing this all by yourself.
All by myself.
Are you doing it with your legs and feet by any chance?
With all of me, but yes, legs and feet too.
With all of them?
Yes. With all my heart and soul.
Is it partly mental as well as physical?
Well, it has a great effect.
But it's largely physical.
Great effect, yes.
Is there any object involved?
That's just it. You see, there's a psychological object and all sorts of...
You think you're going to get anything out of this girl? You're crazy.
I'm only trying to be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
But boy, I want to help them, poor little things. Go ahead.
And this thing can only be done under a table.
Oh, I said earlier that it could be done any place,
Anywhere.
on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Doesn't matter at all.
I see.
Of course, I think one's temperament would have a great... Does that mean anything, Gary?
It means one's temperament may have what?
A great deal to do with it.
You finished. $30 down, $50 to go, Mr. Henry Morgan.
Miss Havoc, are you doing this voluntarily?
Absolutely. I have been forced on occasion, but this is one time that I'm very happy to do this voluntarily.
Do you control it yourself?
At this time, I do, yes.
Have you ever lost control of doing this?
It's kind of a hard thing to lose control of, wouldn't you think?
No, but I can tell you at one time that I did lose control of this particular thing.
Now, is it
Not
anything
now.
to do with, there's a long question taking about 4 or 5 minutes.
All right, that's happened.
I got you the end of it.
Is he made up for this question? Go ahead.
No, this is my natural voice. Is this something that is, in a large sense, like living, breathing, perspiring, inhaling, exhaling, worrying? None of those large...
Did I do something wrong?
That was an excellent gesture, though.
I will tell you, those things you mention are all luxuries. It's a luxury to breathe and inhale and exhale. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful.
How long have you been in our country?
Long enough to know that I'm speaking the truth, Miss Morgan. Now, this particular thing sometimes is a necessity. I have been a victim to this through necessity.
But it is not a natural function in the sense of breathing and...
No, not at all.
So forth. $40 down and $40 to go,
Thank
Miss
you
Faye
very
Emerson.
Is it something you're wearing, Miss Havoc?
No. It's not something
It's not
I'm
any
wearing.
article of apparel at all.
No, nothing at all.
Oh, the way she took that hat off, I'm completely stunned.
Good.
Is it something I have?
Something you have?
Uh-huh. Or I'm doing? Could I do it?
Oh, yes, and oh, Faisy, you should.
Are you reducing by any chance?
There's $50 down and $30 to go, Mr. Bill Cullen.
Howdy. When you, as you leave here, Miss Havoc, after you, let's project ourselves into the future. After you leave here tonight, will you still be doing this?
After I leave her, yes, later I shall do this. Indeed, I shall.
But it's something you will stop doing now and then begin to do later. Is that
Probably.
right?
I think it would be more practical that way.
Panel, I'm afraid we're getting just further and further away from all this, and this takes quite a bit of time to show, so I want to, Miss Havoc, will you tell them what you are doing?
Do I have to?
You have to, I'm afraid.
Very well. Well, at the present moment, I'm just sitting here soaking my feet.
Would you remove the desk, please, panel, so that you know, I wasn't supposed to get in on this, but it just didn't seem very chivalrous not to.
Hey, wait a minute. What's with all these questions about is it under the desk or not? And legs
This
and
was on
feet.
the desk.
This was on the level.
She didn't have her feet on the desk. May I have some slippers, please?
I want to know, how did it feel, Gary?
It has to do with all of you, because, you see, this sort of thing... Oh, my dear, do I have to wear that? Oh, I don't like that.
Put the table back here, will you? June, there's another reason for you appearing here tonight, aside from the fun that you have given us with your secret. Will you tell the folks what it is, what you're going to do with your money?
I'd be happy to. It's lots of fun to enjoy yourself, relax, run, laugh, play. But have you ever stopped to think what it would feel like to have to reach for crutches every time you want to walk? There are hundreds of little children doing that, thousands of little children doing that. You can help. Buy Easter seals. Help the crippled children's fund. Buy Easter seals. You'll like yourself for it.
Thank you very much, June. We shall certainly do so. Ladies and gentlemen, June Havoc. Good night. Well, that's all the time we have for our guests and for their secrets tonight, my... Now, on our next program, 2 weeks from tonight, we will have with us Mr. Charles Coburn. Meanwhile, may I say goodnight to our panel quite swiftly, Mr. Bill Cullen, Miss Jane Meadows, Mr. Henry Morgan, Miss Faye Emerson. Until we all meet here then, this will be Gary Moore saying goodbye out there.
Tonight, I've Got a Secret was brought to you by the makers of Nair, the amazing new cosmetic lotion that removes leg hair safely, quickly, smoothly. Nair. Tune in again 2 weeks from tonight when Nair will again present I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore. This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Jane Meadows Jewelry is by the Marion Wright Shop.